If you experience a clog on your Robo E4 printer, there are a few things you can check to troubleshoot this. The first one is to make sure that the temperature you are using to print matches the spool of filament you are using. So if you are not sure and the spool itself doesn't say, always be sure to Google that brand and type of filament to find out what its preferred temperature is. If you still have a clog, even after making sure that your temperature matches your filament, you're going to want to continue with some other troubleshooting. First, preheat your 3D printer by clicking from the home screen in the top right corner next to the extruder icon. From this menu, you can select the extruder temperature that will match your specific spool of filament. Click OK to start preheating. Once your printer reaches its full temperature, click on the filament icon on the left-hand side. Then, click where it says PLA. You can select your type of filament here or type in custom to enter a specific temperature to match that of your spool of filament. Once you've typed that in, click confirm and then load. If that doesn't clear your clog, click done and go back to the home page. Click preheat to make sure your printer is preheated all the way to the recommended level. Then grab wire clippers and open the top lid of your 3D printer. Pull the filament guide tube out of the way. You can move the extruder more towards the middle of the printer if that's easier for you to get to, and simply snip the filament above where the clog is happening. Then, using needle nose pliers, grab onto the filament and try and physically push it down into the extruder. If that doesn't work, after pushing down, immediately try to pull up to clear the filament out of the way. If you succeed at doing so, again, you have cleared your clog. If not, what you're going to want to do is snip the filament as close as you can get to the extruder itself. And to have easier access to do so, you can remove the front panel. It's magnetic, so you simply tilt it away and it will release. That will get you easier access to get to snipping it right down here at the base of your extruder. With that clipped as low as you can get it, use the unclogging tool that came with your 3D printer to push any excess filament down and through the extruder. Simply pull up to remove the unclogging tool. If that doesn't unclog it still, you can use a lighter to superheat the end of the unclogging tool so that you have heat coming to your filament from both ends while you are working to unclog it. And then insert it into the extruder right after the filament and push as far as you can before removing. Now, if all of the aforementioned steps did not clear your clog, you're going to have to trade out your extruder for a new one. To do so, open the front door of your 3D printer or work from the top. Now remember that this is very hot right now, so in order to not burn yourself, you can either tell the printer to stop preheating and cool down, or you can use a pair of pliers to touch that piece. So I'm going to use pliers and just hold the extruder with the pliers, and then with my other hand, I'm going to take these two red tabs on either side and sort of push them in towards each other. This will allow me to pull down on the extruder and release it. Once you have your spare extruder, simply insert it back up into the opening the way you removed the old one. Make sure the two red tabs click fully back into place. If you're not sure, apply upward pressure just to make sure they are fully seated in the opening. Once you've done that, you can replace the front cover by lining up the two slots on the top and letting the magnetic snap back into place, and then proceed with loading filament. You may have to turn your printer off and back on in case you are getting an abnormal temperature error having removed the extruder while the printer was powered on. Thanks for watching and good luck getting that clog sorted out.